Have you ever looked around and wondered, why do so many people struggle to think for themselves? Why does it feel like critical thinking, deep focus, and independent judgment are becoming rare skills? This video isn't about blaming young people or calling anyone stupid. It's about understanding how society, technology, education, and culture have shaped a generation that struggles to think deeply. And more importantly, how you can rise above it. Because once you understand the psychology behind it, you become unstoppable. 1. The attention crisis, a brain built for distraction. We live in the most distracting era in human history. Every app is designed using behavioral psychology to hijack the brain's reward system. Infinite scrolling, notification loops, quick dopamine hits, micro-entertainment every few seconds. This has conditioned the brain to avoid anything that takes effort, patience, or deep thinking. Psychology calls this cognitive offloading. When the brain senses an easier path, it takes it automatically. And the cycle is simple. Less focus, less thinking, less mental stamina, even less focus. This isn't a generation problem. This is a design problem. Technology is literally engineered to make thinking optional. 2. The death of boredom and why that matters. Most people don't realize this, but boredom is one of the most powerful triggers for creativity and problem solving. When your mind is bored, it starts to generate ideas, make connections, and reflect. But today, boredom almost doesn't exist. Waiting in line? Phone. On the bus? Phone. 5 seconds of silence? Phone. The human brain never enters default mode, the state necessary for introspection and imagination. A generation that never experiences boredom, never builds the mental muscles that boredom creates. 3. Education trains memory, not intelligence. Let's be honest. Most school systems today don't teach students how to think. They teach memorization, repetition, standardized answers. Don't question, just follow instructions. This produces people who pass exams but struggle with real-world problem solving. Psychologists call this learned dependence. When a person grows up being rewarded for obedience, not curiosity, their thinking becomes limited to whatever instructions they're given. And when life presents a situation with no clear instructions, they freeze. 4. Social media killed nuanced thinking. Social platforms reward extreme opinions, fast réactions, emotional responses, oversimplified ideas, not depth, not context, not understanding. The average person now forms opinions through headlines, 10-second clips, comment sections, viral outrage, trends, instead of research, reasoning, or personal experience. This leads to surface-level intelligence. People sound informed, but scratch the surface, and there's no foundation underneath. 5. Instant answers replace mental effort. Why think when your phone can think for you? Instant answer, instant explanation, instant opinion, instant entertainment. The brain starts relying on the external world instead of developing internal skill. Psychologists describe this as the outsourcing of intelligence. It's not that people are less capable. It's that the brain adapts to depend on shortcuts. The result? A generation that has access to infinite knowledge, but less practice actually thinking. The solution? How you become an independent thinker. This is the part most people miss. Just because society creates an environment that weakens thinking doesn't mean you have to be a victim of it. Here's how you break out of the trap. High-value people have a life, and people feel that. They prioritize growth, work, health, purpose, self-respect. They're not cold, but they're selective. Scarcity increases value, and this is true psychologically in every area of life. In summary, to become a high-value person, you don't chase status, money, or admiration. You build these internal traits: self-trust, silence, and observation, high standards, disciplined focus, emotional calm, selective availability, invisible consistency. These qualities change your energy, your decisions, your identity, and eventually, your entire life. if you're ready to transform yourself into a stronger, more disciplined version of who you are. Subscribe for more psychology and self-improvement videos. And drop a comment. I'm leveling up. And remember, grow